this team really needed, and you saw him come in at the end of last year. I've got on good authority from lots of professional athletes and people that I've known throughout my life. When you move and you have to switch to a new location, everything gets difficult, and it takes you legitimately a full calendar year to really get comfortable, to really understand your routine, to really get in the groove of things. So, again, if you have a Timo Meyer problem in 20 games, talk to me.
Yeah.
Right now, no.
Good. Great question. Anybody else? I feel like I'm back in school. Anybody?
Hey.
Raise your hand.
Michael.
How do we feel about the new food at the Rock?
Oh, what? I haven't been there yet. What is the new food?
Okay. All right.
They changed the vendor and everything. They changed
See,
Really?
I tried to the vendor. I was talking with the vendor about coming on the podcast and answering the questions about the food. They said, call me during the season. I called them during the season, and they refused to come on the podcast. So,
Interesting.
listen, if you want to answer, I try to get the questions answered for the people about the food. And,
What's different? What's the big change?
They changed the
switched-
recipe of the chicken
They
fingers.
switched from Legends to a
Levy.
different hospitality
Okay.
situation that I try not to eat at the arena. If I do, honestly, I get the old school Giant Stadium potato knish from the kosher stand behind 124 and a hot dog. That's typically my food. But they've got like a taco stand now. They got a bunch of other stuff.
They're trying stuff, and I give them credit for that.
And their Jersey craft beer situation is less than desirable. Hold on. I'm going to break a wall down for you guys. So for a long time, they had that like Jersey craft beer bar going on at the Rock. We would all sell them maybe 3 cases of beer at the beginning of the season, and they would not reorder. That was pretty much all they would go through for the season. So, everybody talks about not having that thing there, but nobody bought it. And part of that is because the pricing was insane, right? And I totally understand that.
What is it, like 16? It was like 16.
It was $16 for a 16-ounce beer when you can pay $14 for a 24-ounce beer. Like, I'm sorry, you're at a sporting event. What are you going to do? So they've pared it back completely. Tom's River, they're friends of ours. We know them. They make the stick
My hometown,
toss.
Tom's River. Woo!
They make the stick toss beer. They full disclosure, pay a tremendous amount of money to make that beer. So now they're the only craft beer in the arena at the moment, and quite frankly, it's really not that big of a loss for all of us. But it would be nice if everybody kind of talked about the fact that you'd like some choices. We'd all be happy to acquiesce and sell them some beer. It's not a lot, but it would be nice. I'm not telling you to. I'm not telling you to. I'll make you 19.2s a lager and sell a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So when I get there, I'll follow. But do you have a follow-up question? I thought.
It's not just them, it's Red Bull Arena too. It seems like after COVID, craft beer went out the window with all of them. They went with what's the general average beer that people want. It's like,
Yeah.
I used to see other New Jersey beers at the Rock and at Red Bull Arena that are now gone.
I can tell you flat out, I've been told it's not a focus of the arena.
And I'll tell you this: that COVID did have a lot of these arenas because I worked in news in Tampa and West Palm Beach for a while, and I was in Tampa during the pandemic, so we covered the Lightning, we covered the Rays and the Bucks, and the Rays went from doing all these eclectic things with the food to try to get people in the stadium to doing chicken fingers and fries and a hot dog.
It's my go-to.
But
I'm
that's
a
what they
picky
Yeah,
did.
but those
They went
chicken
with-
fingers and fries cannot suck. That's the point.
Yeah,
Like,
they went
right.
with the easiest to cook, the easiest to replicate, and the least amount of pain. And I saw that a lot with the Devils Arena. I didn't cover the Devils Arena, so I don't know it on that level. But when I came here, I was like, well, what kind of I remember they had the beer garden. And I was like,
Yep.
okay, that's not here. They only have this one other beer. I forget what it was. This was like a couple of years ago. And then they have Bud Light, and I was excited because they had Labatt Blue. I love Labatt
Yeah.
Blue. But it was a very generic selection, and so I'm not gonna lie to you. I was excited when they announced Levy because I was like, every time I go to the arena, I'm like, this is a very generic selection of food. And I know people are mad about Dippin' Dots, and the chicken fingers aren't what they are, or whatever. Like Rita's Italian Ice isn't there anymore. I know that's what we're really mad about, but I'm going to give them a 1-year grace period to kind of figure it out, and hopefully, see, look, he's ordering from Levy right now. This is Sam Wu with our food. But yeah, great question.
Sam's got his food. We're all good.
Is it about to start already?
Are we?
Oh wow!
All right.
Do we have one more question. We have time for one more question.
One more.
What's the biggest challenges between being a teacher and a talk show host?
Oh, just having enough time to sleep. Really? Yeah, balancing the time management was never a problem for me because I've been an athlete my whole life. But, going to school and being disciplined on Fridays, I don't really go to lunch on Fridays because I'm catching up with news and I'm researching and doing all that stuff. So, and sleeping because I'm resetting my body clock pretty much every weekend, the hours that they have me on. So when I'm waking up to go to school, I'm pretty much pulling in the driveway on a weekend. So that's probably the most difficult thing. But if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be doing it.
We probably have time for one more. Any more questions? One more questions. Devils, WFAN, beer.
Nobody.
All right, I don't want to hear one complaint out of anybody that no one talks to hockey at the Fan. You guys have all the invitations to call me Saturday night, 6 to 10.
Let's do it. Honestly, let's make her show the Devil's show. Seriously,
Yes. Let's
everybody
do it.
call.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm about to just call in. I'm not even going to pay attention. Be like, oh, it's 8:30.
Well, you
I'm
called
just
me,
gonna
right?
call.
You called me and you
Yeah.
talked about the Giants. I'm like, I thought this was going to be a Devils question.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I
we got
love
puck
yelling
drop
at
here
Dave
in
Jones.
period.
All right, puck drop. Let's
Thanks,
go.
guys.
All right, let's go Devils. Thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Thank you.